coming back to the United States and a little closer to home, I was shocked over the weekend to watch coverage of the 10th anniversary of the tragic attacks of 9/11. Not just in New York, but in D.C. and Boston and Dallas and L.A. They had checkpoints on highways, side streets, searching citizens' cars, searching 18-wheelers, going through everyone's bags. I mean, this is something out of North Korea or Soviet Russia. This is totally unconstitutional and is the real danger and real threat to society. And the hysteria has gotten so bad that a man and his girlfriend were smooching by a bathroom on an airplane and went into the bathroom for a few minutes, perhaps to engage in the Mile High Club fetish, and they grounded the plane, ABC News reported, and the police came on with guns drawn and said, if anybody gets up or moves, you're all dead. I saw countless stories about old mattresses dumped out of cars, or garbage flying out of the back of a truck, or a cardboard box, and bomb squads and police and huge highways shut down. Since when did we become land of the cowards, home of the slaves? You got a better chance of dying from a honeybee sting or lightning strike than terrorism, even if it was real. But most of it's manufactured and staged. I was watching a newscast, and it showed cops in different cities with their machine guns, just in subways, and there's a little kid walking by. I mean, how did America get to this point? This is so we just run in fear and say, take my liberties, take my rights. Now, continuing with this information, I want to get to something that, quite frankly, has shook me to my very core. I interviewed the founder of We Are Change, activist and independent reporter Luke Rudkowski today on my radio show. And he told me that for the 10th anniversary, he's never seen anything like it. I've been there 4 times. And you can go right up to about 100 yards away from ground zero, and you can demonstrate or speak out. You want to have a sound device like a bullhorn, you got to go get a permit. And I went and got a permit. And police then still said, you can't, we're going to arrest you. And I said, go ahead and arrest me. And they didn't. I was arrested a separate time for using a bullhorn in New York. But Luke told me today, and we now have video evidence of this, that all over the city, they would have people 10 blocks back from ground zero, and if you had a 9/11 Truth or Investigate 9/11 or 9/11's an inside job, Infowars.com shirt, that you were refused from entering the major part of Lower Manhattan. I mean, this is North Korea. North Korea doesn't even have checkpoints like this generally. Think about this. In America, if the shirt you were wearing the police didn't like, outside of law, criminally, they were barring you from traveling through the city that people lived in. But Luke also told me today, and we've now seen videos confirming this, that they were arresting people everywhere. Some people didn't wear 9/11 Truth shirts, but would get within a couple blocks away where they had public jumbotrons up, where the politicians were there milking the tragedy to set up a dictatorship, and they would arrest people. It is the most absolute, fundamental core Americana right in this republic, but in any other country that has any basis of freedom, to get up on a street corner on your soapbox and speak out. It is the cornerstone. If you don't have the First Amendment, you have nothing. And Luke told me today that he saw multiple arrests and that the video was going up soon. Now, it turns out we're finding a bunch of these videos, and people that get up and say it's a crime scene, it wasn't properly investigated, 6 of the 10 commissioners say it's a cover-up, they were arrested and reportedly brutalized. So we want to talk to this man. Reportedly, he got beat up, and others got beat up. And I think of the footage of Luke Rudkowski years ago protesting outside Building 7, and the cops come up, it's in my film Truth Rising, and they say, we're going to say your camera is a bomb and a gun. We're going to put you in jail. We know you're not a terrorist, but if you don't leave, you're going to jail for terrorism. I mean, this is Nazi Germany. If we don't have the right to free speech, it's over, folks. And they're doing this nationwide now. We're going to look at this video. And if you become acclimated to this, just like the TSA sticking their hands down your pants, then America's dead. It's all over. You might as well kiss your whole future goodbye. Because when you give into corruption, it wrecks the society. Let's go to this clip. I mean, this is literally the death of America if the police don't get in trouble for this. Here it is.
The dust of the World Trade Center. When will we be allowed to investigate properly the crime that was committed here? When will we honor the victims and the heroes of 9/11 by finding out who did it? When will we be allowed? When will I be allowed? You're not welcome here. Free country. When will we be allowed to investigate 9/11?
Guys, don't play into him, all right? All right? He wants it. He wants you to play into it. All right?
All right, that's enough. They go ahead and arrest him. And you notice that the little supporter of attacking the First Amendment, he was allowed to cuss. He was allowed to get in the guy's face as he was taken away and arrested. And Luke said this went on everywhere. America is dying. And if you're not freaked out by what you've just seen, there's something wrong with you. I've got another news item here about Texas residents must register with police to enter major towns. And the FEMA has banned local firefighters from helping put out the fires. But there's no even, you know what, I've got to go to break. I don't even have a comment after what you just saw. And the fact that that's so normal now, to just think, oh yeah, you get drug away to a dungeon if you're in a crowd. You know, they had a crowd watching a Jumbotron, and if you say, investigate 9/11, and you get drug away by police, and some goon gets in your face, and it's InfoWars Nightly News. We'll be right back.